started the lecture maturity indices, I think. So we have gone through what is the maturity and how the ripening process of fruits and vegetables fruits are occurred, and there are types of maturity. So I think we have a talk about this thing. Am I right? Did we do that? Okay, there are different types of maturity and types of maturity. The physiological maturity means normally the fruit or vegetable are coming to the uh, normal maturity level without any kind of ripening agent or whatever the thing. It is come to the normal maturity level and fully developed, and with the tissues and all the others normally come to the ripening level, that is we call the physiological maturity. සාමාන්‍ය විදියට fruit එකක් develop වෙන එක තමයි, and it is come to the then finally come to the senescence as normally. That is we call physiological maturity. And in the maturation process, the fruit receives the normal, regular supply of food materials from the plant. And when it comes to the senescence level, then there's a development of the adhesion layer near the fruit, or if it is a leaf, there's a making a adhesion, or we call forky layer formed at the end of the stem end of the to cut off the inflow of food and also water. Then what will happen? The fruit is the stem is going to be dehydrated. Then the fruit or a leaf is going to be fallen down. That is the normal maturity process. That is we call physiological maturity. And the horticultural or commercial maturity and the harvest maturity is different from that. That is, it is a horticultural maturity or a commercial maturity is the stage of development of the fruit, and that maturity level is result in the pre-requisite purpose by the consumer. කන්සියුමර්ගේ අවශ්‍යතාවය මත රඳා පවතින maturity එකක් the horticultural or commercial maturity mean. And like if you're going to consider about the vegetables, we are usually, for the commercial purpose, we are usually harvest at the immature level. The vegetables are harvest at the immature level, like the leafy vegetables and also beans like vegetable, okra. Those are harvested at the early stages before come to the full mature level. Because when you come as an example, beans should not visible the pod. You should not visible the seed from the pod. Usually, when it comes to the mature level, the seeds are visible. But as a vegetable, we are harvesting the bean when the bean seeds can't be visible to the eyes. So that is we call horticultural commercial maturity, which is depend with the consumer preference for the some intended use. Like if you consider about the jackfruit, if you use as a curry, is the immature level. Colostogena, we are going to collect at the harvest at the immature level. And if it is going to mature jackfruit, you are going to use as a boiled jackfruit. Some again, you are going to collect the mature jackfruit. And if you are going to use as a fruit, and it is going to harvest at the ripening stage. If you are going to collect the seeds, you have to uh, harvest at the full mature level. So those are the things we have to control because of the commercial purpose. That is, we call horticultural or commercial maturity. And the harvest maturity also depend with that commercial purpose and the horticultural purpose. And where when we are going to harvest the fruit or vegetable. That is the harvest maturity. And when it comes to the fruits, and if it is a climatic or non-climatic, it also depends with the climatic and non-climatic. Then the harvesting maturity will be different. The non-climatic, we have to uh, wait for the until it is going to be ripened. But for the climatic fruits, we are not wait for the ripen. We are going to, when it comes to the mature, if it is not going to ripen, early stage, we are going to harvest. And so it is depend with the commercial purpose. So those are the differences in between physiological maturity and the horticultural maturity of the fruits and vegetables. So the normal process stage of the fruits and vegetables come to the maximum growth and the maturation has occurred, and it indicates the end of stage. Actually, the fruit or a vegetable or a leaf, should be fallen, and maximum growth, maturation, and also normal ripening is occurred. And the seed collection is easy because the seed, we are going to collect the seed in this full mature level. And when it comes to the horticultural commercial maturity, it is under the development stage, and also it is dependent on the commercial purpose. So we can go through that. And those are some examples for that. The fruit development, the growth stage, we can categorize the fruit development from to the growth stage and the maturity stage and the senescence stage. So when it comes to the bean, lentil, like vegetables, we are going to collect at the harvest at the early stage, immature level. And celery, lettuce, cabbages, or artichoke, broccoli, cauliflower, even the tuber crops. No, usually tuber crops, yes, have to come to the mature level, but it is not coming to the senescence level. And the green beans, eggplant, okra, and also the citrus food. They have to come to the maturity level, and carrots, onions, they are going to collect at the usually mature level. And when it comes to the dried fruit, if you are consume via the purpose is to collect as a dried fruit, uh, plums, the dried apricot, light dried raisin, seeds, so that we are going to collect at the senescence level. So it is depend with the product type, the crop type, and the market consumer prefer. So this harvesting maturity also the thing we are going to harvest. Yeah, because of the commercial purpose, we are going to harvest the fruit or vegetable at the best time for the commercial purpose. That is why we call harvesting maturity. And when it comes to the ripening, and it is the in the normal physiological maturity, it is the last stage. The last stage before the senescence is the last stage, ripening. It is undergoing the complex physiological processes and resulting it changes the color and the sweetening, the taste will be changed, and also increase the aroma compounds, volatile compounds are increasing, and the texture will be soft texture is there, and softening, and also loss of chlorophyll. The chlorophyll pigments will be reduced, and also develop other pigments like carotenoids, and the fine like pigments will be developed, and the starches convert to sugar. And what will happen to the sucrose level when it comes to the ripening? I think I have asked this question. Am I? What will happen to the? Usually, we are going to take the sugar to acid ratio. When it is coming to the ripening stage, the sugar acid ratio will be increased. That means the acid content will be reduced and also sugar content will be increased. So sugar to acid ratio will be increased when it comes to the ripening stage. And what will happen to the sucrose? Okay, remember, I think I have talked with you this thing. What will happen to the sucrose level when it comes to the ripening? Yes, do you have any idea what will happen to the sucrose level when it comes to the ripening stage? Kashima, do you have any idea? Isra? No. Fernando? Am I audible to you?
Sucrose level going higher than before mature, madam?
Yes. Okay. Actually, what will happen is the sucrose level, when it compared with the immature level, sucrose level increase. But what will happen here, with the ripening, the invertase enzyme is also produced. So, the invertase enzyme is doing the conversion of the sucrose to fructose and glucose. So, when it comes to the ripening stage, the first stages, the sucrose level will be high, but when the ripening is going on, the sucrose level decrease. It is that important thing because the sucrose level decrease because the invertase enzyme is there and it is converted to the glucose and fructose, and the fructose and glucose level will be increased during the ripening process. That is will happen, right? So if ripened fruit is considered, it is contained only the fructose and glucose and little bit of sucrose. Usually, the ripening fruit contains glucose and fructose. And the sugar percentage is high. Total sugar percentage is high. It is fructose and glucose, not the sucrose. And again, with the ripening, the organic acid will be changed. The organic acid content will be reduced, and the protein and fat content also will be reduced because the sugar content will be increased. But it is uh, different to the nuts product. Then the oil, the seeds containing very high fat, their fat content will be increased when it comes to the ripening stage. Another thing is reduction in tannins and fungostatic compounds. What happened to the tannin? Tannin also going to be reduced because usually the tannin compounds it is formed in some fruits and like grapes, like fruit, the tannin is developed, and also the tea leaves, the tannin is developed. And in the grapes, the tannin develop very high rate in the immature level. And the tannin is, the developed tannin is going to store in the peel of the fruit and also inside the seed. Then when it comes to the mature level, when it comes to the ripening stage, the tannin level is going to be decreased, but because the increase, sorry, the production of tannin is going to be decreased because it's already deposited in the seeds and the peel. Another thing is fungistatic compound. Some of the fruit, usually most of the fruit containing the fungistatic compound. The production of fungistatic compounds are fungistatic means it is controlling the fungi development. The natural chemical form during the immature level, from the flowering stage to the mature level, the fungistatic compounds are developed. And also that fungistatic compounds are deposited in the peel of the fruits, and it is controlled in the prevent from the fungi attack in the immature level. And during those young stage, the fruit is controlled, the prevent from the attacks of fungi. And when it comes to the ripening stage, that fungistatic compounds will be reduced from the peel, and it is now favorable for the attack of the different microorganisms. So those are the conditions happen, the chemical processes and also biological processes happen during the ripening process. And, it is like in the unripening stage, the fungistatic compounds are very high. When it comes to the ripening, it is going to decrease. And the exterior, the usually fungistatic compounds are the exterior tissues, especially peel. And interior tissues is the well. And why these maturity indices are important? So we are talking about the maturity indices. Why it is important? And different maturity indices are there. Why actually the maturity index should be important? So it's important to harvest the crops at the correct time. And with the purpose of the consumer preference, the maturity index can be changed. And again, with the commercial purpose, if you are considered about the banana, we can't say this banana is going should be collected, harvested at this time, because it is different to the variety, it is different to the purpose, and it is different to the climatic conditions, and it is different to the transportation, and also it is different to the distance from the farm level to the farm gate to the marketplace. If it is for the export market, the harvesting, the maturity index will be different. We are correct. The harvesting maturity will be different. So we are going to the maturity index will be different. The banana which are collected for the local market, there is a difference. And the distance between the marketplace, if it is the farm is in the Amelipitia, if the nearby area, we can the harvest at the usually at the color will be changed to the yellow color. But when it comes to the from Amelipitia to the Penning market, we can select the another maturity index. No? So the maturity index is also different to the consumer preference. And it is important. One thing is to select it is an indication of the sign for the readiness of the commodity for the harvest, and the determination of the harvesting date is depend with the purpose of the consumer preference. And also to longer the post-harvest shelf life. It is again important, no? We have to consider about the marketplace, consider about the purpose. So if we want to uh, keep it for a longer period, the shelf life should be longer period. We have to select the maturity index, and also it is the maturity index is also helps to preserve the storage to the other fruits that are setting up in the plant, the food storage, right? We know that continuously the food is supplying to the fruit from the plant. So if we are still the mature fruit is there in the plant, what will happen for the younger fruit? There the growth and development will be reduced because the mature fruit is uh, the food inflow is going to the mature fruit. So if we so it is helps to preserve the food storage to the younger fruit that are setting up in the plant if we are collect the mature fruit at a correct time. And also again the maturity index is important to maintain the uniformity of the fruit size because of the we have to maintain the uniformity. You know, if you are going to working in the processing industry, if you are working in a fruits or vegetable, you are going to collect the same size fruit. No, we have to we are grading the sizes, and we have to maintain the uniformity in the size. And we have to maintain the if you are going to if your industry is a beverage industry, fruit juice industry, or a jam industry, you have to uh, maintain the uniformity of the taste, uniformity of the acid level, uniformity of the sugar content. Otherwise, there are some changes in the product, final product. So we have to maintain the uniformity of the fruit because of the availability of the food for the um, production. And are there anything I have discussed few things? Are there anything to be added for this importance of the maturity? Are there anything other than what I have told you? If you are working in post-harvest industry, you may know that. So, are there anything to be added for that? The importance of maturity indices? Nothing. So we can ensure the sensory quality, the flavor, and the color, aroma, texture. That is what we have to, and also the nutritional quality. We can ensure that our product we are going to harvest at this stage, and this nutritional quality will be this, and this much, and the flavor, the sensory quality will be this. So we can assure if you are going to collect, if you are going to harvest at the selected maturity level. And again, ensure the adequate post-harvest shelf life. That is what we have told. If we are collect the harvesting at the right time. And again, it is facilitate the scheduling of the harvest and packing operations. It is also important, and also important for the storage facility. If you are going to collect the harvest at the correct maturity index, correct maturity level, the storehouse facilities will be uh, available for the firstly harvested ones are going for the processing, and then next lot will be coming to the storehouse. So with the availability of storehouses, we can, and yes, yes, Chasima, thank you. She said, Chasima said, facilitate the pack house operations for the ultimate final purpose. Yes. Important for the scheduling, packing house operations, and also uh, the availability of packing house, availability of the storehouse is uh, we have to think about. So that is the importance of maturity indices, and also it is considered for the marketing purpose. Again, with the correct, we are going to harvest at the correct maturity levels. And there are two types of maturity indices: subjective indices and objective indices. Usually, subjective indices is qualitative indices, color, sensory qualities, color, size, shape, sound, firmness. So, for the like the mango, like we are going to select with the color and also size and also the shape. And when it comes to the watermelon like fruits, we are going to use the sound. What does Hattukalabana? The sound and the firmness. We are going to use the for the papaya or mango. We are going to use the firmness and juice content, the citrus fruit and the orange like fruits. We are going to use the juice content. Those are the qualitative measures as a quantitative index. And the objective indices is the quantitative measure. Total soluble solid acidity level is the, and also sugar to acid ratio we can collect. Starch content when it comes to the starchy fruit, starchy crops, tuber crops, we can use the starch content. And oil content nuts, the nuts products, nut crops, we are going to use the oil content. And if our purpose is to collect the oil from any seed or a nut, we have to select the oil content as the maturity index. And the firmness. The firmness can be taken as a qualitative measure and also quantitative measure. If you are going to touch with your hand, you can check the firmness as a qualitative measure. And if you are going to use a texture meter, you can collect it as a quantitative measure. The firmness also depend with that, and also color. Color can be taken as a qualitative measure, with you can see with the naked eyes, and color can also determine with the color chart and or chromometer. So you can that is as a quantitative measure. Actually, the color chart also is a difficult thing. Sorry. And if you are going to use a chromometer, you can having a indication. The quantitative indication you can get from a chromometer. Another thing is chronological features like days after flowering and days after anthesis and days after planting. Those are chronological features. And respiration rate, ethylene production, and production of volatiles, those are quantitative, objective indices of the different industries, different for the different purposes. We are going to use this kind of maturity index. And the chronological features, you know that days after flowering, මල් හටගත්තට පස්සේ ඉඳන් කොච්චර දවසක්? Days after flowering or days after planting, or we call days after anthesis, like pineapple like fruit. We are going to use the days after anthesis. Anthesis means the flower is going to change to the fruitlet. අනසිගිරිය මල fruitlet එකක් වෙන අවස්ථාවේ ඉඳන් කොච්චර කාලෙ the days from the flower is changed to the fruitlet, that is we call days after anthysis. Days after anthysis, days after planting. Those are chronological features. And the physical features that we can use the size, shape, surface, if it is a rough surface or smooth surface, shiny, or the abscission also taken as the maturity index for some kind of food, and color, juice content, specific gravity, texture, form, and the chemical changes we can impact total acidity, total soluble solid, starch, sugar to acid ratio, lipid content, fat content, pigment, development of pigment, phenol content, volatile compound, and physiological changes means ethylene production or respiration. Those are the things. And the physical features and the physiological changes are different. Right? The physiological changes means the functional properties. The biological changes, physiological change. Right? Physical features mean that we can see and what we can tell. The physical features and physiological means functional properties. So the chronological features are, you know that what are the chronological features are the number of days counting from the full bloom to the harvest, or number of days from the or months from the weeks or days or weeks. Usually days or weeks are taken after the planting. And this is nearly this kind for the mango, the variety Karka Colomba, we are taking 19 days after planting. And for the beetroot, 19 days after planting, because we can't see the tuber crops, we can't see from the outside. So we are going to take it as a days after planting, as a chronological feature. And here there are different maturity indices you can see. Can you say what kind of maturity indices are you can see here? You can take it from here. One thing is color change. Maturity indices. One is color change. In this picture, you can see different maturity indices. You can see different maturity.
Size.
Yes. Shape. When the immature level, the shape is like
Circumference.
sorry.
Circumference. I mean the cross section area.
I can't get you.
I mean the cross section area of the banana.
Yes, cross section area is a banana. That means the angular shape. If you're going to take a cross section piece of banana, you can easily see the shape. So the immature level it is having an angular shape, and also when it comes to the right stage, you can see the round shape. And also size, and also the starch content. You can see this, they have done an experiment with here. The beauty black color is, you can see here, and a little bit of light blue color. Little bit of blue color here, and blue color can't be visible. And that is because they have checked the starch content using iodine test. And the drop of the iodine is placed on the cross-sectional part of piece of the banana. And the immature levels, the starch content is lower. And when it comes to the full mature level, it is having higher starch content, and when it changes to the ripening, here the ripening stage is changed, and then the starch content is low. Then the and this one is we are going to take as the harvesting index. Because the mature heat here comes to the full mature level and changes the sugar starch is going to convert to the sugar, and it is the stage where the ripening process is start here. Then we are going to harvest that banana here. And this is the harvesting stages. You can see the for the rice. There are different stages are there. From the initial seeding stage, usually it is for the rice also taken the chronological days after plant, and here the transplanting stage. That means the rice seeds are grown in nursery, and they are pulled and transported into the field. So usually from these are initial seeding stage, right? Transplanting stage means the plant is seed is grown in the nursery and transferred to the transplanted in the field. Usually 15 to 40 days after the seeding. So days after seeding, it is another chronological period. Days after seeding. And the tillering stage, the being begins 40 days after planting, and it is last for the 120 days in between that. Tillering stage is complete. The physiological process of continuously undergoing the branching and compact the knot joints on the primary shoot. There are some in the plant. There are some knot joints are there. Here we Goyam Pelegata knots develop. The knot joints are developing from the primary shoot and also branching, making branch tillering stage. And then stem elongation begins when it comes to the stem is elongated. Clinical initiation, the reproduction phase is going to be started from the panicle initiation stage and rooting or heading stage. So that the booting or heading stage means the head of the grain begins. The booting or heading stage, and when then come to the top stage peak, the maximum greener stage is their flowering stage, and milking stage. The starch content is very high at the milking stage. There's if you are going to squeeze the grain, there you can the milk is coming out. කියන්නේ කිරි වදින අවස්ථාව and dough stage. Then the liquid is going to be come to the solid stage, dough stage. And then come to the harvesting stage. The seed is fully developed and yellow in color. So this is the harvesting stage. So it can be different stages. There are different stages, and for the purpose of commercial use of rice, we are going to take the maturity stage. This is called head of the grain shows up, right? And milking stage. The milking liquid is when you are going to squeeze the grain, you can see the white milky liquid is coming up the grain. Milking. Those stage, the noticeable changes in the liquid is come to the solid stage, and you can see the solid is developed, and the yellow color development senescence is coming here. And when it comes to the legumes, like green bean legumes, we are going to collect as a vegetable. We are going to collect at the immature level. You can see the seeds here. The visible seeds are not visible. මේකනේ අපි මෝරපු නැති මෝංචි කරල්ලා අපි මෝරපු නැති අවස්ථාවෙන් ගන්න, so that is immature level. And fiber development, the fiber development of the pod is lower here is the immature level. And when it comes to the maturity levels, the fiber development is very high, and the pod is very tough. Texture is very tough, and also you can see the seeds are visible. No, these are going to visible when it comes to the mature and the over mature level. So if the purpose is to take another vegetable, we are going to harvest at the mature level. If your purpose is to collect the seed for the planting, then it is you have to get it as the over mature level. And if you're going to collect as the cereal, if you cowpea, beans also develop inside this type of pod. So then we have to collect at the over mature level. And the physical features, we are going to use the firmness and specific gravity. The specific gravity is very rarely used parameter, and in some, because of the purpose, that specific gravity will be taken. And also the firmness. Firmness can be subjectively used as the thumb. You are going to use the thumb for applying pressure, and estimate the qualitative measure as a firmness. No, ඇඟිල්ලෙන් තද කරලා බලනවා firmද නැද්ද toughද කියලා. ඒක qualitative. It is a qualitative measure. And you can use a textometer or a penetrometer. The hand in the laboratories, we are going to use the penetrometer. We are going to apply the pressure to the fruit, and then with the pressure is indicated. That pressure is we are going to take it as a quantitative maturity index. Quantitative measure is, and we are going to take as a pressure as a maturity index. Or textometer. Digital textometers are there, and also handheld penetrometers are there. This is the penetrometer. And this the knob size is different when you are going to because of the crop type, because of the fruit type, this knob size will be changed. If it is having a very soft texture, very soft textured fruit, you are going to use a high diameter knob. The knob diameter වැඩි. You are going to use tomato like fruits, the knob size is going to be high. And if you are going, the peel texture is very high, you are going to you have to get used to the knob size is very low, and it is like a needle. Tough peel like apple, oranges, we can use the needle like penetrated knob. What is the suitable time for harvesting beans of that 3 stage? Three stages. What is the 3 stages? Is that for these things? So that the suitable time will be different. No, we can the size will be taken, or the color will be taken at the immature level. Then different indices we can use, and also there are some indices we can check the bean size. for size, we can check with the size meters are there. So that it is depend with our purpose, no? And when it comes to maturity level and with the practice and also the maturity index is depend with the purpose, suitable stage, and that suitable stage will be the suitable stage will be. I have told you that if you are going to take it as a vegetable, the suitable stage will be mature level. If you are going to take an it as seed, you are going to collect the dried seed. Then the suitable time will be, suitable stage will be over mature level. That is depend with the purpose. Usually, if we are going to collect the green beans as a vegetable, we are going to collect it as a in a immature stage. Harvest at the immature level, and the purpose is to collect the seed. We can take the over mature level. Is that right? Is that your question? Okay. So this is a penetrometer. You can see there's a pressure. Yes. Okay. The pressure indication is there. Lobes or kilograms, they indicated the pressure. Pressure එක තමයි බලන්නේ, but it is indicated in the kilograms of lobes, right? And applying pressure, and it is indicated as a kilogram of pressure, lobes indication. And the texture is different. The texture, the force you are going to apply is measured from this type of digital texture meter. The needle type one, and the knob is very high. The diameter of the knob is high in this one because the tomato will be if you are going to take as a needle-like one, it is very easily penetrated to the through the seed. The peel. So that's why we are going to use the high diameter knob. And some have the very hard peel, so we have to take off some part of the peel, and then you can apply the penetrometer. And the next physical feature is color of fruit. So the fruit skin also we can take, and also flesh color. Flesh color changes also we can take as the index, and it can be determined as a subjectively or objectively. If you are going to use the naked eye or a color chart, you can measure it subjectively as a sensory attribute. And if you are going to use a chromometer like the instrument, you can get the quantitative measurement for the color as the indication. And this one is not correctly than the tomato light, we can use that indication. But when it comes to the some kind of mangoes, you know that like the Karakakolam like variety, you can't see the color change actually. The color change can't be seen visible from the peel. So we have to get the flesh color. Some varieties, because of the comfort, you can't get that color change. And then we have to use the another maturity instead of using the color change. And here the turning stage is for the tomatoes, this is a turning stage, or we call that breaking stage. The stage is the breaking stage. So usually this stage and this stage is going to be harvest the tomatoes. In the marketplace, you are going to see this kind of thing. This one is over mature and you can't keep it for a longer period of time, this type of mature level. So if you're going to take, you're going to keep for a tomatoes like this, you have to for a week or 2 weeks. So you have to select the color. What type of what is the indication of color? You have to think when you write with your purpose. If you are going to get it within the day, you can select this colored ones, and if you are going to keep store for a 4 to 5 days, you have to think what is the suitable color. They are going to harvest at this and this stage, and this is we call breaker stage, breaking stage. Color you can see break into the orange color from here, and this is the flesh color. The indication we can see the flesh color is going to be taken as the indication. The dull green, light green, reddish yellow. Likewise, the color change will be different in flesh. Okay, so again with this explaining how the color will be changed in tomatoes, you can go through that. This is we call breaking point, breaker point, break. And another thing inside the when you're going to cut a piece of tomato, the cross section, you can also see, the development of the seeds, and the seeds are coming out of the fruit, likewise. And here the green color and the seeds is not developed here, but when it comes to the here, the seeds are fully developed. Those are the indices you can see. And the pineapple, the ripening stage is going to be different, and here we are going to take as the breaker stage. Breaking stage color will be going to change to the green to gold color, and gold here from the full gold to brown color. This overripening stage. So again, the harvesting stage or the maturity index will be different for the purpose. If it is for the long distance marketplace or for the purpose of local market, nearby market, or the farm gate, it is different. The maturity index, the color development. This is we called the breaker stage. මේ stage එක තමයි ගොඩක් marketplace එකේ තියෙන්නේ, but somewhat this is non-climatic food, the taste will be not developed after very much, not highly developed after the harvesting. So it is for the purpose of the to take the tasty one. I think that shell color 2 or 3 will be good for that, but usually in the market you can see this kind of this shell color 1 and 2 is there in the market. And for the maturity, the papaya, again we can take the papaya as a vegetable purpose of making some pickles or something. For the some food productions also use the papaya, immature papaya used for the like tutti frutti like food products. Immature papaya is going to use. So the purpose it is also going to be changed. And usually the papaya is going to harvest as a fruit. and the seed development you can see, and the number of seeds, and the germination will be seen, and in the over mature level, the flesh color you can see, and also the size of the fruit. And this kind of pH also taken, pH indications, and the color meters also used to color charts. pH meters also used as the maturity index. Lime also usually harvested. Lime is a non-climatic one. If you're going to harvest the lime in the green level, the immature level, it is not going to ripen after the harvest. So it should be, if it is the market purpose, the consumer preference is for this yellowish color, it should be harvested at that stage, because if you're going to harvest at this green color level, it is not going to change the color of the harvest because it is non-climatic. Color determination, you can use the chromometer. This kind of chromometer you can use. And the shape, the cross section is seeing the angularity or degree of fullness of the banana fingers. But the angularity is very high in the immature level, and when it comes to the immature level, the ripe level, it is angularity or a degree of fullness is angularity will be decreased and degree of fullness is very high. So this is the export requirement, and also this will be changed with the purpose. And if it is delay the process, if it is delay the harvest until the full maturity, that eating quality will be very good. But we have to think about the post harvest life of the fruit. And this is the cheeks development. The full mature, immature, you can see there's a narrow cheeks are there. Shape is narrow. And then when it comes to the mature level, the full cheek is going to be developed. Then full cheek or full shoulder. Here we call the shoulders, full shoulders or full cheek. Immature level, the cheeks are non-developed and narrow shape. And here the full cheeks you can. And the cabbage, this is another maturity index. This is different. Here for the cabbage, we are going to use the compact. Usually in the immature level, the cabbage leaves are compact, not compact properly. But when it comes to the mature level, the cabbage is packed, tightly packed. The compactness is very high, tightly packed. So this is the stage we are going to use as a vegetable. And also this stage also taken with the purpose. And this will be again with the purpose that index will be changed. And the surface characteristics. There are some waxy layer is there, and some like cucumber or mango. You can see the waxy layer. In the immature level, there is a high amount of waxy layers, a powdery layer or waxy layer. එතන මම දාලා නැහැ කුහුල් වගේ it's a powder layer. But and when it comes to the mature level, right, we say that waxy layers will be decreases. Usually in the immature level, they are shiny. The surface is very shiny, and when it comes to the mature level, right, we say that shiny nature will be reduced. avocado, the shyness will changes like first the avocado, the very shiny will change. When it comes to the ripened stage, the shiny will be big. And juice content these are different maturity indices are taken for that. Days after fruit set, fruit weight, fruit height, and the fruit diameter ratio, height to diameter ratio, and peel color, and the juice content. Juice content is another, especially citrus fruits, oranges, like the juice content is taken as the solid, so taken as the Briggs value of the cake. We can take the big meter or quick factor meter to determine the total soluble solid content as the maturity index of the. And these are size meter for the tomatoes, citrus fruits, and also the beans, small beans. They are the size meters are there. So we can use that size meter to take the what is the suitable size is for the harvest. So after the determine the maturity index, after determine the harvesting index, then we can come to the harvesting stage. So harvesting should be correctly done, have to be correctly done without any damage. So in the very first of this lecture series, we have told you what are the injuries will be happen during the harvesting and the farm gate in the field, and we have reduce all these harvesting losses. The losses will be happen during the harvest. Usually the mechanical injuries will be there. So we have to use the proper tools, proper mechanisms to minimize the damages and losses, and it will be a cost effective way. Should be a cost effective way. So you can use the harvesting tools and with the purpose, the type of the fruit or vegetable, the harvesting tool will be different. So you can make some advanced tools. If it is a simple, but it can be giving the good advantage. So you also can introduce some new tool to collect the fruits or vegetables to reduce the losses. If you're in planning to do a research, you don't need to go for a develop a product. You can make some tools for them. Develop tools to reduce the cost of the resource or instrument or check the maturity inside any kind of measurement you can develop. So this kind of things you can creatively done for the purpose of the reduce the post harvest loss. And the harvesting indices is different because it is purpose of the harvesting stage, and those are some examples for the harvesting indices. You can go through that. It is actually it is also different one to another, but usually this will be taken as the harvesting index, right? For the amul banana, 12 weeks after flowering. So it also can be changed, but we are going to look at the disappearing the fruit angularity and the green color stage of the fruit will be taken. And for fruit 2, it is 16 weeks after flowering. And for the bananas, it is the fullness of cheese and the bulging of the shoulder, yellow to yellowish orange color, pulp color also we can take. And for the Carta Columba, days after 19 days after flowering, Willard, it is 80 to 85 days after flowering. We no need for the memorize, but take it as a reference for the question stage. alpha maturity stages, and the different varieties, their maturity indices will be harvesting indices will be changed. And the for the local varieties, the yellowing the fruit up to 25%. Full yellowing, not the full yellowing, is have to be yellowing to 25% from the whole fruit. And the TSS value uh, should be 10%, nearly should 10%, right? And the minimal secretion of latex, and the latex secretion also decrease with the time. When it is come to the ripening stage, the secretion of latex will be reduced.
Recording in progress.
When coming to the mature level. And also we can take the sugar percentage in different varieties. Example, the ingredient storage.
Recording in progress.
The variety. Different to the in some countries the length is will be different. size will be different. Pod size will be different. So we have to take index according to the our field, our half. And bitter gourd, there's another maturity index, right? The gaps in between region. For the bitter gourd, the gaps in between region should be minimum. As the vegetable, when it comes to the ripening stage, the gaps in between regions will be increased. So we have to collect it in the immature level. So gaps in between the regions should be minimum at the immature level. So this is the harvesting stage for the bitter gourd as a vegetable. And before we are going to take the chronological features, then we consider days after planting, and also we can measure the leaf length and the diameter of the root. And diameter of the root actually can't be measured. It is not practical, but we can take as the days after planting will be taken as the most of the time in harvesting index. And current also 75 to 90 days after planting, and color, root diameter, length can be measured, and as the indication then we can select the harvesting index. And cauliflower also, the flower should be tightly packed, tightly bound. Cauliflower when it comes to the harvesting stage. Cabbage, outer leaves will be curling and color light green to green, and it is again, and some patterns can be seen. And the leaves, again the diameter of the leaf and the length of the white part will be taken, length of the leaf, and also days after planting taken as harvesting index. Okay, so those are the things we have to talk in here. And are there anything to be discussed in this one? No. Are there any questions? Are there any questions? Okay, I'm going to next move on to the next part. This part is also already you have taught in previous lecture, but again I have taken it to one lecture. The grain storage, post-harvest losses of grains and losses, and the controlling thing. So this was already we have talked in previous lectures, but here the grain part is come in a one slide set. And usually there are when it comes to the grain losses, the quantitatively it lost with the weight loss because of the different things. It is because of the climate weather changes or any season, any rodent attacks or insect attacks. There will be different losses. The quantitatively change loss are there, and also qualitative losses are there. Taste will be changed, the color and the hardness will be changed in the grain during the storage, and also during the because of the conditions happen during the field, and germination, hardness, color, odor, taste will be changed. The qualitative losses will be found in the storehouses, especially for the grain. So to reduce the storage losses can increase with the available food supplied, and so we have to think about the storage facility, and the quality of the store facility, especially like these kind of dried products, dried crops. We have to think about the store facility because not like the fresh food, not like the perishable ones. These are stored for a long period of time, even more than 5 months, 6 months, or 1 year or 2 years. This kind of the cereals or the dried grains will be stored. But and also longer period of storage will become most of the losses. But even if it is become some qualitative losses, the color or taste will be lost. It may come to the market. So so we have to think about to properly maintain the good condition in the storehouses. So there are different reasons for that. Internal factors are there and external factors. Because the internal factors, the grain respiration is there. If there's a moisture develop inside the storehouses and the temperature will be increased inside the storehouses. If you're not going to properly insulated the roof and the walls are not properly developed, and the chemical reactions, respiration, germination, sprouting will be happen for the losses. And also external factor, insects can be attacked, disorder can be attacked, and bird attacks are there. And also if the storehouse is not properly facilitated, not space is facilitated, and because of the improper management, because of the improper hygienic conditions, the moisture can be developed inside the storehouse. What will happen if moisture is developed? It is again uh, reasons for the respiration and the germination will be occur, and also development of the microorganisms. And the respiration is one of the most important function we have to control, especially even at the perishables, fruits and vegetables, and also uh, grain stores, grain store houses, because the respiration is leads to the for the fruits and vegetables, it is leads to the ethylene production, and for the grain stores, grain it is the grain also a living organism if it is in a dry condition, right? So if it is develop the respiration, the increase the temperature is increasing and moisture absorbing, and then the dry matter content will be lost with the heat formation. And you know that there's a grain stores, there's a condition we call hotspot inside if the grains are stored in the storehouse. Inside the grain, there's a hotspots are developed. The temperature is very high inside that grain lot. When we go to වල එහෙම ගහලා තිනකොට ඇතුලේ temperature ගොඩක් වැඩි. That is we called hotspot. Because of that hotspot, because the respiration, the hotspots are developing, and the environmental oxygen is going to be utilized them and produce the carbon dioxide, and also heat is generated. That is why the hotspots are developed. With that hotspot, it is increase the germination part and for this phase, and also it is develop some development of growth of the microorganism, and also it is reason for the discoloration and browning reaction. You know that there is a two browning reactions. One thing is enzymatic browning, and the one is non-enzymatic browning. Did you heard about that? I think you may heard about that. And usually for the fruits and also vegetables, there are two browning reactions are happening, and one browning reaction is we call enzymatic browning. Enzymatic ක්‍රියාවලියක් browning reaction. So the brown color pigments are developed because of the enzyme reaction. The polyphenolic oxidase is the reason for that brown color development. the enzyme related for the brown color development, enzymatic browning. And also if the grain is contained carbohydrate and also amino acid. It is containing protein and the carbohydrate, and if it is there's a heat generation, it is leading to the non-enzymatic browning. That is we call a Maillard reaction, right? So if this hotspots is developed inside the storehouses, what will happen? That Maillard reaction also undergoes. Usually for the perishable fruits and vegetables, the brown color will be developed because of the enzymatic browning. අපි දැන් banana වගේ ගත්තම ඒක ගොඩක් කැපුවම කහට පිපෙනවා අපි කියනවා ඒක තමයි කහට enzymatic browning නිසා තමයි කහට පිපෙන්නේ. That's because the brown color pigment is developed because of that enzymatic browning. But this Maillard reaction will not be taken in the perishables. Fruits and vegetables are undergoing only the enzymatic browning, not undergoing the Maillard reaction. But for the grains, that Maillard reaction will be happen because that hotspot will be developed inside the grains, and the Maillard reaction is combined with amino acids, carbohydrate. Inside the seeds, there are actually the cereals. It contains amount of carbohydrate and also protein. So with the presence of amino acids and the carbohydrate and also with the heat, the Maillard reaction will be happened, and it is a non-enzymatic one, and it leads to the brown color development. So if you can see some when you're going to buy some rice from the market, you can see some brown colored one. සමහර ඒවා කහ පාටයි, and some orders are developed. දන්නවා ගෙදර ගෙනාවට පස්සේ මේක හොඳ හාල් එකක් නෙවෙයි කියලා අපි කියනවා. This rice is not nice, then because that browning reaction will be happen. So what is the condition we have to maintain in the store? What kind of condition we have to maintain to reduce these losses? Okay, tell me what is the condition we have to maintain? We have already talked these things. I'm just what is the store facility for the grain storage should be? What about its temperature? Yes, are you there? Maturity, temperature, RH. What is maturity? Temperature should be how we have to maintain the temperature. Lower level or high level? Usually we are going to maintain lower level temperature inside the storehouses, and also RH relative humidity should be lower level, and ventilation properly ventilated, and the sanitary conditions should be maintained inside the greenhouse, and also store the packing system. It is very much important in the grain storehouse. The packing system is very much important, and the floors and the wall should be properly clean, and it should be properly sealed. The roof in between roof and the walls, there should not be any distance. Properly sealed, and if there are any openings of their doors and windows, we have to cover all the places. And if there are any openings, we have to use a grilled nets to control the insect attacks or other kind of rodent attacks. And because of the respiration, after the respiration, it leads to the germination because it increases the temperature and also with the high moisture content is developed with the respiration. And these factors are going to reason for the germination. And it is lost for the dry weight of the 40, usually 45% because of the germination. And with the germination, its starch content will be decreased because starch is used for the germination reaction. So the starch content will be lost and the cooking quality. අපි grain එකක් ගත්තාම grain එකේ cooking quality එක loss වෙනවා. Starch it is reduce the starch content that the gelatinization will be not be properly done. No, so the cooking quality will be also lost. If the grain is used to as a food. So we have to protect the storehouses from the food accumulation and the grain from reduce the rise in wetness from the floor and the leaking rainwater should not be coming to the inside the greenhouses. Good ventilation should be there. And it is important to eliminate the heat developed inside the storehouse from the warehouse. And also the chemical changes will be happened like yellowing, discoloration will be happen because of the non-isolytic and also alternative browning. And if there's any sulfide dry compound, it is encourage the formation of different odd taste, odd flavors with the aged rice. And fat hydrolysis, fat oxidation will be occur with if it is the high fat content in the nuts like wheat grain, and acidification will be happen. And also some vitamins like biotin, inositol, and tocopherol, vitamin E, like vitamins will be destroyed during the storage if we are not properly maintained. And again, the chemical changes are accelerate the high temperature. So we have to control all these things to keep the good quality and also reduce the loss. And insect infestation is the highest damage will be happened for the grain storehouses. The most of the high level of deterioration will be happen because of the insect infestation. Approximately 60 to 80% of total storage grain loss will be happen because of the insect. So if there's a boreholes and injury germ grains are there, they are coming to the indoor. And also with the moisture and the proper heating, the insect growth will be increased. And the contamination with the some other dust, and also if we are using some unhygienic tools, gunny bags are there. If we are not going to we are not going to properly maintain the outside environment and also inside environment, the insect will be caused damage. And it can be from inside, the insects will be come from the outside, cross infestation coming with the neighboring lot of the grain and migrated from the waste and rubbish bin and rubbish. And also there, if there are any hiding places, store cracks or the wood, if there are any hiding places in the walls and infested bags or stores, the insects will become. And these things we have already talked lecture, so go through the slide. And so temperature in the grain, usually it is favorable for the if it is the temperature is lower the 15 degrees Celsius, if they are controlling and exceed the 35%, they can't difficult to live. So in between the temperature is favorable for the growth of, and they are biological features of the insect. And also insects with the moisture content also they are very fast growing, and also oxygen level. The high amount of oxygen level is there with the respiration. They are using oxygen, so air condition, the oxygen level also favorable for the insect development. And there are primary insects, already we have talked about those things. Insects, rice beetles, bulllow, borers, and the moth, grain moth, pulse beetles. They are different insects. And then second insects are the star beetle, meal moth. So again go through the other previous lectures and then see what type of insects and their attack and what are the causes. And also other thing is from the insects the microorganism can be infected to the grain. So the main factor of the fungal infestation is one thing is moisture and also heat. So the fungi development is leads to the of odor development and also color loss. And again, it is not the deterioration. High amount of grain deterioration will be happen with the fungi growth. So because of these microorganism growth, it is lower the nutritive value and also the milling quality and also the seed viability, weight will be lost and also the flavor, color, texture like sensory attributes will be lost, and it is again responsible for the health hazard and also poison. Mycotoxin will be developed because of the fungi growth. Aflatoxin like toxic compounds will be found in most of the grains in corn and other dry grains. Those kind of toxic compounds will be found. And the rodents, not only the rats and the cockroaches, mouses, and also the birds are act as rodents. They are destroy the stored grain and the quantity wise, the quality wise, and also quantity wise will be the yield will be lost, and also the eating quality will be lost, sensory quality will be lost, and also nutritive value will be lost because of the rodent attack. And if there are any droppings from the rodents, and the microorganism will develop, and the consumer perception will be lost if there are any droppings. So died insects or rodents are there. So we have to maintain proper condition to maintain those rodent coming for the insect infestation. So to control all these things, the store house or warehouse we have to properly maintain. So can you tell me what kind of features should be there to control all these grain losses, to control those causes? How we are going to maintain the proper storehouse? Your idea, I need your idea. The storehouse, how we are going to maintain? You can see here actually it should be protect from the weather. Actually, it should not. The rainwater should not be coming inside. So to control that, we have to maintain a proper water drainage system outside the storehouse. And Also, the rainwater should not be come inside the warehouse if the warehouse is, the foundation is somewhat maintain a height in between the ground level and the warehouse. Okay? So then we can protect from the, and again the warehouse should be properly, the infrastructure should be maintained properly to prevent from the entry of pests and the rodents and also birds. And also we have to maintain the security. And the lighting system should be there. Proper ventilation opening should be there. And if there are any openings, if there are ventilation openings are there, they have to covered with the net to control the coming the rodents. And again, warehouse should be away from the water reservoirs, rivers, and the water should not be come inside the warehouse. And the foundation should be somewhat adequate strength to take the weight of the building, and also it should be the foundation should be ground level to somewhat high, and it should be raised up to 75 centimeters above at least the ground level to prevent from the dampness, and also facilitate the, and also it should be facilitate the unloading and loading facility. And floor should be sound and smooth and hard and waterproof, waterwave proof. I know you already know about those things because most of you are working in industries, the production houses and other warehouses are maintaining those those things. The facility should be the proof, waterproof, and the wall should be very smooth, and corners should not be there in the production houses. And dust accumulation points, we have to reduce the dust accumulation point. And if you are going to store the grains, the grain should not be stored at the floor level. We have to use some stack. We have to use a stack from it should be grain should be somewhat maintain a height in between the floor and the grain stack. And unnecessary thing that always clean and reflective surface should be there. Heat absorption outside reduce, it should be, wall should be reduced as heat absorption, and also roof should be roofs are going to be used, and doors should be wide and open towards, and it should be facilitate to the loading and unloading facilities. And also sliding doors are very should be usually used the warehouses rolling gates. No, the sliding doors are very can't control the rodent coming inside the stores, and ventilators and the should be at the higher levels of the warehouse. ගොඩක් ඉහළින් තියෙන ventilators, if there are ventilators are there, they have to cover with the net. And rodent conflict from the building at the race level. කලින් එකම තමයි කිව්වේ වතුර ඇතුල් වෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න වළක්ව ගන්නයි, rodents ඇතුල් වෙන එක වළක්ව ගන්නයි. And all the ventilators should be wire mesh, and the proper illumination of the light system, fluorescent light system can be there. Also, the light system should be facilitate the working environment, and also the light system should be reduce the hiding places of the rodents or insects. This is not a proper one, but usually we are going to from the ground level, the store warehouses, they are maintaining ventilation opening, and also the side the ground level to the storehouse, and the light in color inside the roof, and also the roof should be maintained, and wire mesh exhausting fans and the ventilators should be there. And the methods of stacking is important in the store grain layout. And there are two methods, cross method and the block method. This is we call cross method. The gunny bags are stored as a cross. And this is the cross. And the block method, you can see some gunny bags are like in one side, and some are in the other side, placed as a other side. That is we call it block method. Block method of the gunny stocking method. This is a block method. Here there's a one way, and this one is block. Method is going to block. This is what's called block. And this is the proper warehouse, how should be there, and also there's a gap in between wall and the green store, and also the ventilation, the lighting system is proper there, and proper roofing system, and also they are maintaining the gap in between the floor and the stacking. So the advantages of proper stacking are it can be store the more grain, and also it facilitates the easy to loading and unloading. Another thing is high stability. If this grain store, the stability should be there, not be damaged to the other properties, and also workers. No, if it is so we have to maintain the high stability, and natural ventilation is there in between the stacking system. We are maintaining the gap in between the floor and the grain stack, and also here in between the lot also another maintain a gap in between, in middle of the grain stack, and the leaf axis of the stacking like this. And again, the storehouses, we have to use the fumigation and remove the before the grain lot is introduced to the storehouse, we have to do a fumigation. And also during the storehouse, during maintaining the storehouse, we have to time to time the fumigation should be applied, and the different insecticide will be used as the chemical insect controlling method. Organophosphorus insecticide, Empleon, Phenytoin, Lithium, Permethrin, or phytosterol. Likewise, there are different concentrations are there. And the important thing is, if one worker is do the fermentation, he has to use the industry should be give the personal protective equipment, and also think of the worker safety, and also other worker safety, and also cover the grain store before the fermentation. Okay, those are the things I have to discuss with you, and those are the instruments, the tools used for the insecticide. And are there anything to be discussed? Any questions? If you know any questions, I can wind up the session. And we'll be given another assignment is there. The title of the assignment is you have to discuss the post-harvest technologies related to the fish and meat. Then for that you have to discuss the what type of post-harvest losses are happen for the fish and meat, and not like the fruits and vegetables. The fish and meat are very perishable one, and their nutritional quality is very high. The protein level is very high, and the shelf life is only if it is not properly used as a controlling technique, post-harvest technology, and it will be left over within the few hours. So it is we have to maintain the proper post-harvest technology to control the post-harvest losses of fish and meat. And so you have to discuss what type of post-harvest losses are there. What are the causes, especially for the fish and meat. The special causes are microorganism attack, because they are when after the slaughtered animal, the microorganisms are developed within few hours. It will be uh, deteriorated and shelf life will be over. Right? So we have to maintain the proper post-harvest technology to maintain that. If you are going to keep for a long period of cooling, refrigeration, freezing, and we have to maintain the proper cooling system, freezing system, and the marketplace, and even at the ship or boat, we have to use some proper post-harvest technology. So we have to discuss this, especially the microorganism attack is the condition, and also we are going to how we are going to see the post-harvest loss of the fish and meat. We are going to see the flesh color, and also we are going to smell the smell will be different after the over the shelf life, and also texture will be different, and some liquids will be removed from the meat or fish, and the fish, their eyes are different after the if it is over the shelf life, if it is left over. Likewise, there are features are there. You have to identify what kind of features and what type of causes for the post-harvest loss. That's for the fish and meat. And then you have to tell what are the post-harvest technologies you can use to control the post-harvest losses of fish and meat. And the freezing, cooling, refrigeration, those are the things, and also dehydration, drying, salting, and canning. Those are again. So you have to all these things you have to discuss in your assignment. What is your preference? Group? Yes. Do you like the individual one or a group or someone? Okay. So I'm going to, the title will be uploaded to the Google Classroom, and then submit the assignment. Now today the lecture series will be over. All the things we have covered in the course related to the food. So are there any questions you can ask? If not, I'm going to wind up the session. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Recording stopped.